So, it is Saturday evening. It is, 10 days after surgery. Went to physio yesterday and was very positive. I suppose after the surgery, the week after the surgery, and leading up to meeting Eamon, I was really stiff and tender, and I suppose I was probably minding myself. Like, I didn't want to twist, I didn't want to turn. And then when I went into Eamon, he was actually saying, look, you need to get movement into your neck. You should be moving left and right, and you should be moving up and down slowly, like not mad quick things. But I was walking around like a mummy. I wasn't moving from the shoulders up at all. It was all coming from my tummy that was doing the movement. So positive there. Had a little bandage on, so that's gone. Steri strips are gone, and the stitches came out last night. And it's all healing up fine. It's just a little scratch. I'm probably going to have a small scar there in time, but I suppose bio oil and just rubbing the skin and stuff like that to try and break down a scar tissue, and hopefully it won't leave a scar. And then the other thing is just get walking. So had to borrow the parents' dog and walk him in the forest park for an hour every day, and into the rehab, which is very boring. Really small exercises, fucking really hard to do. There's actually one of them that I'm really struggling to do. The other 2 or 3 exercises are handy enough to, but there's one kind of pushing against the wall which is really hard. But I will document them. I'll document the little bit of rehab as well in this vlog, maybe the next time I'm in. But yeah, much improved. I was supposed to be back doing online stuff this week, but I just took the week off because I was sore, I was stiff, and I didn't want to do anything over the top. I didn't want to do anything stupid to just set myself back, because that would really just be foolish. I think it's actually been very positive and gone very well so far. So yeah, I didn't want to take any chances this week. But from next week now, we'll move back into online stuff and hopefully start progressing back towards I suppose doing more. It is a little bit confusing. I suppose when I left the hospital, people were saying, rehab is going to take through, 0 to 6 weeks. So in my head, I was kind of like, God, I'm not going to be able to do anything for 6 weeks. But then having met Eamon yesterday, he was like, no, you got to get moving, get mobile, which was actually really kind of upbeat. I was kind of pleased he kind of said that kind of stuff. I was like, great, okay. I don't have to sit on the couch for another 3 weeks. So the fact that I can get moving, and obviously it actually is. I was going through the document. They give you paperwork when you're leaving the hospital, and last night I was reading through it, and they were saying, like, the quicker you can actually get back to regular movement, the better. And I suppose the other big thing that I got from my first vlog was that people were really taken aback that I was eating at McDonald's. So yeah, I'm human. I eat McDonald's. And so does everybody. If you're on Instagram or Facebook and you're looking at, I suppose, Instagram models or Instagram influencers, yeah, they might be in unbelievable shape, but you can bet your bottom dollar that they're having a sneaky Burger King once a month, or a sneaky pizza, or a snack box, or a piece of chocolate. They're not saints. And if someone tells you, oh, you can't eat anything like this ever again, they're fucking lying, because that's impossible. Everything in moderation, and that kind of stuff. I suppose the less you have, the better, and the less often you have it, the better. But it does happen. So, anyways, again, hopefully going into week 2 of recovery, it'll be okay. And as I said, rehab, look, just got to start it and see how we go. Hopefully next week will get a bit more exciting, but I'll show you the few I'm doing this week anyway.
You're only one. You choose it, don't lose it, don't let confuse it. Only then you begun. Feel like that. Feel like that.
So just another part of the rehab is just walking. I find walking really boring, so to borrowing my parents' dog. Well, it's actually my sister's dog that lives with my parents, and yeah, for about an hour every day. Probably not an hour the first couple of days, but we're actually really lucky in Bottom now. We have so many places like the Forest Park, really nice. Although it's always busy, wedged. You've got Shannon Banks. You can even just walk around the town itself. So there's loads of stuff that you can do in town. Never, ever thought I'd say this, but I actually miss running. To be grand now, just go off for a jog for half an hour, just get sweaty and get a little bit out of breath and feel like you've done something, but I can't. I suppose probably be another few weeks before I can run or get on the bike. I'd love to get back on a road bike. Just with the weather we're having at the minute, it'd be lovely just go off for a spin for an hour. Sure, you'd be down as far as Terry Glass and back in an hour, like, be lovely spin. But yeah, so this is the height of rehab at the minute. It's very slow, a little bit mundane. It's not exactly exciting stuff, but as I said yesterday, still hard, still tricky. Some of those little exercises I was doing yesterday were sore now, or that you would have seen previously in this video. They look pure easy, but as you're moving through different ranges of motion, you're stiff and tight, and you can feel little muscles cramping and clicks and cracks here and there. So just got to be slow with it, I suppose, and continue on. And I think the big thing about rehab as well is the consistency of doing it. So that's the thing. You'll see everyone go off to the physio and they'll get 5 or 6 exercises and they'll never do them. And then they'll come back a couple of weeks later and say, why is it not getting better? And the physio's like, well, did you do your exercises? And they'll say, oh, I did, but sure, they didn't really do them. So yeah, just consistency of getting in and getting out the brush handle and practicing them. And I suppose maybe just doing them more than once a day. You probably need to cycle through them 2 or 3 times a day. Only takes a few minutes, so I'll go with that again now in a few minutes. But yeah, overall the rehab is grand. I suppose before the surgery I was worried about being painful and sore in the rehab, but it's not that painful at all. Thankfully. Obviously if it was a different surgery you might be in a lot more pain, but I think I'm been lucky with the one I've had. And the other thing then as well is that I was probably fitter than average, I suppose, before I went into the hospital. Like the people that I was sharing the room with in the hospital were all a good bit older than I was and very much deconditioned. And that's something that's massive at the minute that I don't think is being spread around enough, is that the amount of people in hospital with COVID, the percentage of them that are obese is very, very high. If you're fit, if you're carrying less weight and less fat and you're healthy, the chances of you getting sick are a lot slimmer. Well, you can still catch COVID, but you'll be able to deal with it better if your body is fitter. So yeah, walkie's done. So just a final recap on vlog number 2. I suppose this video has really just been about the rehab. I did say that in the vlog number 1, is that it was really just there was no point doing anything because it was just about the surgery and the recovery. But yeah, so 10 days after surgery I went and met Eamon the physio, and as I said, was quite stiff and sore, and Eamon very quickly was like, no, get moving, and gave me the rehab exercises. And as I said previously, the rehab exercises are not easy. They are difficult enough. And he made a great point as well. He was like, it's very easy to move a dumbbell from point A to point B and back to point A again. It's very easy to understand that and execute it. But when you're doing kind of motor control stuff, where like, your shoulder blade needs to be in a certain position and it's not in the right position and you think it is, but it's actually not. And just understanding that. And I suppose as a trainer, I actually find that really beneficial, because there's loads of times where I could be in the gym telling people, oh, I want you to do this or do that, and they might not understand that at all. So that's probably a key learning point that I've taken out of this rehab thing, is that I probably need to be more aware of, if I say something to somebody in the gym, do they know what that means? Do you understand what I'm saying? Or maybe I need to ask them, dig into that a little bit more. So yeah, in terms of, I suppose, I was quite stiff and sore in the first couple of weeks. This week has been good. Now I've actually started to sleep an awful lot better, because I suppose Now I can move and roll and lie on my side a little bit better. I'm not stuck on my back anymore. So that's definitely an improvement. Then one of the lads also said to me, he was like, "Oh, you're going to be bashing rugby now because you picked up an injury." I was like, "That's not the case at all. I did pick up an injury years ago playing rugby, but it was actually made worse by something I did in the gym. I was moving something and didn't do it right, and it made the issue worse. So I couldn't go blaming a sport for this at all. Um, Actually, to think back now and say if I was to do it all over again, I'd still play rugby because you make so many friends out of it, and it's just something that I really enjoyed, and I'm sure loads of people are that with sport as well. And then you get injured playing loads of different sports. I think Tiger Woods is a great example. He got injured. I think he hurt his back playing golf. So it can happen in any sport. Um, I think the issue is that if it does happen, you just have to deal with it, and deal with it effectively and correctly. So yeah, that is the end of vlog number 2. So far it's been very positive. If anyone is looking at this because they might be doing the vlog them, doing looking into a surgery themselves, um, I don't know. I think I've been quite lucky with my surgery and my recovery has been going very positive so far. Um, and I think I've been quite lucky in that the amount of pain that I've been feeling has been very low. Obviously, if somebody had a different type of surgery, the pain could be a completely different thing. But yeah, I've been quite lucky, I think, so far. Been going quite well. So that is the end of vlog 2, and I will probably not make vlog number 3 until such point as the rehab change. There's no point going making another vlog about the same thing. So hopefully the next time I do a vlog, it might be a couple more weeks before I do another one. But the next time I do a vlog, it will be stepping up the rehab. I hope, fingers crossed, it will be quite soon. Stepping up the rehab, and getting back to doing things that I used to do.